Why is it that some of the most attractive women and some of the wealthiest men often remain single? Why is it that the people who appear to have it all, who should have unlimited options, are often the ones left searching for something real? Let me tell you something. Being hot and being rich doesn't guarantee love. It doesn't guarantee loyalty. It doesn't guarantee respect. In fact, many times it becomes the very reason why finding love becomes almost impossible. You see, when a woman is stunning, when she turns heads everywhere she goes, men chase her not because of who she is, but because of what she represents. She becomes a trophy, a status symbol, something to be shown off rather than truly cherished. And when a man is wealthy, powerful, successful, women come to him not for the soul he carries, not for the depth of his heart, but for the lifestyle, the security, the image that he provides. What happens then? Both become surrounded not by genuine love, but by masks. People pretending to care, pretending to feel, pretending to connect, when in reality, their interest is transactional. That's why so many hot girls and rich men stay single, because they are tired. Tired of being used, tired of fake love, tired of shallow connections, tired of people loving what they have, not who they are. Let's break it down deeper. Imagine the hot girl. Since she was a teenager, she's been praised for her beauty. Doors open for her, not because she's intelligent, not because she's kind, but because she's attractive. So what happens? She starts to doubt if people value her beyond her looks. Every compliment feels shallow. Every proposal feels like it's about her face, her body, her beauty, not her essence. And the moment she loses that beauty, or ages, or doesn't look her best, she fears that the love will disappear too, so she holds back. She protects herself. She would rather stay single than be someone's temporary fantasy. Now let's talk about the rich man. He worked his way up, or maybe he was born into wealth, but either way, his money is his power. And with money comes attention. Women smile wider, they dress better, they laugh at jokes that aren't even funny. But he knows deep down, this is not real. This is performance. He asks himself, if I lost everything tomorrow, would she still be here? And most of the time, the answer is no. That paranoia eats him alive. He becomes skeptical, guarded, careful. He would rather stay single than be betrayed by someone who only loved his bank account. Now, let me expose a darker truth. Beauty and wealth both create illusions. For the hot girl, people assume she must already have everything. They think, she's too pretty, she's probably already taken, she wouldn't look at me. So men hesitate to approach her with honesty. For the rich man, people assume he must have a line of women begging for his attention. So women approach not with sincerity, but with strategy. Both end up lonely, trapped behind their own walls of desirability. And here's another layer. Both hot girls and rich men develop higher standards, not because they're arrogant, but because experience has forced them to. They've been used too many times. They've seen too many people wear masks. They've been betrayed when they opened their hearts. So now they demand more. They crave depth, authenticity, someone who wants them not for their looks or money, but for their soul. And finding that is rare, very rare. This is why you see many of them stay single well into their 30s, 40s, even 50s. They are not willing to settle for fake love. They are not willing to compromise with people who come into their lives for benefits. They would rather embrace loneliness than lie to themselves. And honestly, that is strength. But there's also a tragic irony here. The hot girl who fears being used for her beauty often ends up using her beauty as her shield. She tests men, she pushes them away, she waits for them to prove themselves, but in doing so, she scares away the genuine ones too. The rich man who fears being used for his money often ends up hiding behind it. He creates tests, he withholds, he becomes emotionally unavailable, and in doing so, he loses women who might have truly cared. Both end up victims of their own defenses. Another factor is this: beauty and wealth are magnets for temptation. When you're attractive, you have endless choices. When you're rich, you have endless access. And when you have too many options, commitment becomes harder. You always feel like maybe there's someone better, someone more genuine, someone more compatible. The paradox of choice makes people restless, unable to commit, always searching, never satisfied. And then there's ego. Let's not ignore it. Some hot girls believe they deserve a man who is perfect in every way: rich, tall, handsome, loyal, charming. Some rich men believe they deserve the most beautiful, the most submissive, the most loyal woman. Their standards rise so high that reality can't keep up. They reject good people in search of perfect ones, and in the process, they stay single. But beneath all of this lies one ultimate truth: both hot girls and rich men are human, and humans crave connection, not attention. They crave intimacy, not admiration. They crave loyalty, not luxury. But the world doesn't give them that easily. The world gives them eyes, compliments, gifts, proposals, everything except authenticity. So the next time you wonder why the most desirable people stay single, remember this: the higher you stand, the lonelier it gets. The brighter you shine, the harder it is to know who's standing next to you for the light and who's there for the person holding it. ChatGPT said, and let me tell you, loneliness at the top feels heavier than loneliness at the bottom. A regular person can at least assume that when someone shows interest, it might be for them. But when you're hot or rich, you're always second guessing. Every compliment, every touch, every promise feels like it comes with strings attached. You start asking yourself, is this real or is this a performance? That constant doubt kills intimacy before it can even begin. Think about the psychology of it. Human beings need vulnerability to fall in love. You have to let your guard down. You have to show your flaws. You have to allow someone to see the messy, imperfect parts of you. But what happens when you're admired for beauty or wealth? You feel pressured to maintain that image. You don't want to show weakness. You don't want to reveal cracks. You don't want to expose the fears that live inside. And so the relationships remain surface level, attractive but shallow, fun but fleeting, passionate but not lasting. There's another hidden truth: admiration is not love. The hot girl is admired by thousands, but she's not loved by thousands. The rich man is respected by crowds, but he's not cherished by crowds. Admiration feeds the ego, but love feeds the soul. And when you're constantly admired, you start starving for love. That starvation is what keeps them awake at night, scrolling through their phones, wondering why they feel empty despite having everything people think they want. Now consider this: the hot girl who is admired everywhere she goes starts to lose trust in men. When every man approaches her with desire in his eyes, how can she believe that one of them truly cares about her mind, her values, her heart? And the rich man who is surrounded by women eager to be spoiled, taken care of, gifted, how can he believe that one of them would stay if the money disappeared tomorrow? Both become trapped in a cage built by their own blessings. Beauty and wealth become curses in disguise. And then comes the cycle of disappointment. The hot girl meets a man, hopes he will treat her differently, only to realize he's just like the rest. The rich man gives a woman a chance, hoping she is genuine, only to realize she wanted the lifestyle, not him. Every disappointment hardens their hearts. Every betrayal makes them colder. And slowly they begin to prefer solitude. It feels safer to be single than to risk being used again. But the irony is, the more they protect themselves, the more isolated they become. Their walls grow higher, their standards grow stricter, and their patience grows thinner. They want authenticity, but they push away people before authenticity can even reveal itself. They want loyalty, but their paranoia makes loyalty impossible to prove. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And here's the darkest layer of all. Sometimes they start believing they don't deserve real love. The hot girl begins to think, maybe men only see me as an object. Maybe I'll never find someone who cares about my soul. The rich man begins to think, maybe women only see me as a wallet. Maybe I'll never know if someone truly loves me for me. This belief is what keeps them single even when opportunities are everywhere. And what happens when trust is broken too many times? People change. The hot girl who once dreamed of fairy tale love becomes cynical. She starts expecting men to disappoint her, so she never gives them her full heart. She flirts, she entertains attention, but when it comes to true vulnerability, she pulls away. The rich man who once thought success would bring him happiness becomes bitter. He has women around him, yes, but none of them feel real. He starts to believe that loyalty is extinct, that love is an illusion, that relationships are just transactions dressed up as romance. This mindset affects the way they date. The hot girl becomes extremely selective. She ignores most men, not out of arrogance, but out of self-protection. The rich man becomes calculating. He tests women. He withholds. He watches their every move to see if they're genuine. But here's the irony. Those very defenses often sabotage the possibility of true connection. The man who could have loved her walks away, thinking she's unattainable. The woman who could have been loyal leaves, feeling like he doesn't trust her. Another reason they remain single is because their environments don't allow for normal interactions. The hot girl can't just meet someone at a coffee shop without him being influenced by her looks. The rich man can't just meet someone casually without money entering the picture. Their beauty and wealth walk into the room before they do, shaping the dynamics instantly. And when the interaction starts with imbalance, one person admired, one person chasing, it's almost impossible to build equality in the relationship. And let's not forget the role of society. Society puts them on a pedestal. People gossip about who the hot girl is dating, as if her love life is public property. People speculate about who the rich man is with, as if his choices are up for judgment. That pressure makes them cautious. They know every move will be scrutinized, every breakup will be magnified, every relationship will be analyzed. Sometimes it feels easier to remain single than to live under the microscope. But deep inside, both crave what every human craves: intimacy, real, unfiltered intimacy. Someone they can take off the mask with, someone who sees them in their worst moments and still chooses to stay. Someone who doesn't care about the spotlight, the followers, the lifestyle, the glamour. Just someone who says, I love you because of who you are when the lights are off and nobody is watching. And because that feels so rare, they often wait. They wait years, sometimes decades, holding on to the hope that one day authenticity will find them.